U.S. election results 2024 live updates. Trump wins tense White House race, makes big announcements, congratulated by world leaders. U.S. election results 2024. Former U.S. President Donald Trump nears the majority mark of 270 electoral votes. He has taken a comfortable position on swing states. U.S. elections results. Donald Trump has won the U.S. elections, getting a landslide victory in swing states. The U.S. media has announced Trump's win. The highly polarized election campaign saw 2 assassination attempt bids on Trump. His rival Kamala Harris has secured 224 electoral colleges, while Trump has won 270, the majority mark. He will be the second Republican to get a second term in office in 20 years. George Bush, a Republican, was president from 2001 to 2009. As far as swing states are concerned, Trump has already won the swing states of Georgia and North Carolina and is leading in the other 5, Pennsylvania, Arizona, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Nevada. Donald Trump had said he would be prepared to concede defeat after Tuesday's vote, if it's a fair election, while again raising concerns about the use of electronic voting machines. Trump, however, said he feels very confident about winning back the White House, after casting his Election Day ballot in Florida in one of the most contentious U.S. elections in decades. Without directly mentioning Trump, Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Mao Ning told a regular briefing that China hopes for peaceful coexistence with the United States. We will continue to approach and handle China-U.S. relations based on the principles of mutual respect, peaceful coexistence, and win-win cooperation, she said. We respect the choice of the American people. Dear Donald and Melania Trump. Congratulations on history's greatest comeback. Your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America and a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between Israel and America. This is a huge victory. Donald Trump is set to return as U.S. president for the second time after nearing closer to a landslide victory. He is all set to take control of the 7 swing states, securing a majority. He will be the 47th U.S. president. In his victory speech, Mr. Trump said, "I'm not going to start wars, I'm going to stop wars." During President Biden's term, the world witnessed the Russian invasion of Ukraine, the U.S. pullout from Afghanistan in 2021 and Israel's multi-front conflict in West Asia. We had no wars for 4 years. During Trump's tenure, we had no wars. Except we defeated ISIS, Mr. Trump said. During his last reign from 2016 to 2020, the billionaire businessman had become the first sitting U.S. president to meet a North Korean leader when Mr. Trump shook hands with Kim Jong-un at a historic summit in Singapore. In a short conversation with NDTV, the diplomat-turned-politician from Kerala, Shashi Tharoor, explained briefly the areas that India already understands about Mr. Trump's style of working, and how India can keep those in mind while engaging with him again. We know him very well. He has already been president for 4 years. I don't think there will be any surprise as to what kind of politics he will do. He's a transactional politician, what can you do for me, and what can I do for you, type of leader, Mr. Tharoor, the Congress MP from Tiruvananthapuram, told NDTV. He's very tough on trade. If we apply tariffs on American goods coming to India, he'd say the US would also apply high tariffs on Indian goods. This is not good for our companies that are exporting to America, Mr. Tharoor said. Turkey's Recep Tayyip Erdogan congratulated my friend Donald Trump after he claimed victory in the U.S. presidential election. I hope Turkey-U.S. relations will strengthen, that regional and global crises and wars, especially the Palestinian issue and the Russia-Ukraine war, will come to an end. I believe that more efforts will be made for a more just world, the Turkish president wrote on X. I hope that the elections will be beneficial for our friendly and allied people in the United States and for all of humanity, he added. Amerika Birleşik Devletleri Yapılan Başkanlık Seçimine Bayak Mukadelenin Ardından Kazanarak Yeniden Abd Başkanı Seçilen Dostum Donald Trump'ı tebrik ediyorum. Amerikan Halkının Seçimine Başlayacak olan bu yeni dönemde, Türkiye Abd ilişkilerinin yüklenmesini, Filistin. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni on Wednesday congratulated Donald Trump after he claimed victory in the U.S. presidential election, and hailed the unshakable ties and historic friendship between the two countries. Addressing Trump as Mr. President, Meloni mentioned about strengthening the strategic bond. Italy and the United States are sister nations, linked by an unshakable alliance, common values, and a historic friendship. It is a strategic bond, which I am sure we will now strengthen even further, she wrote on X. EU Chief Ursula von der Leyen warmly congratulates Donald Trump over U.S. presidential election results. Calling EU-US more than just allies, she says, "We are bound by a true partnership between our people, uniting 800 million citizens. So let's work together on a strong transatlantic agenda that keeps delivering for them. I warmly congratulate Donald J. Trump. The EU and the US are more than just allies. We are bound by a true partnership between our people, uniting 800 million citizens. So let's work together on a strong transatlantic agenda that keeps delivering for them." Israel's Minister of Foreign Affairs Israel Katz congratulates Republican Donald Trump on his historic victory. U.S.-Israel to stand firm against Iran and bring back hostages, he says. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky congratulates Republican Donald Trump on an impressive election victory. Donald Trump is currently projected to win 267 electoral college votes, 3 short of the magic figure of 270. His opponent and incumbent Vice President Kamala Harris is trailing at 214. But Trump has already claimed victory. In a long social media post, Zelensky recalls meeting Trump back in September, when the duo discussed in detail the Ukraine-US strategic partnership, the victory plan, and ways to put an end to Russian aggression against Ukraine. He appreciates Trump's commitment to the peace through strength approach in global affairs. This is exactly the principle that can practically bring just peace in Ukraine closer. I am hopeful that we will put it into action together, he writes. Emmanuel Macron, President of the French Republic, congratulated Republican Donald Trump on the U.S. presidential election results. In a social media post, Macron showed eagerness to work together as the duo did for 4 years. "This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody deserves this more than his family does," UFC boss Dana White on Donald Trump leading U.S. presidential elections. Dana stood beside Donald Trump as the Republican candidate delivered victory speech. "This is what happens when the machine comes after you. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He's the most resilient man I've ever met in my life. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this," he adds. Last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan. "And thank you, America. Thank you," said Dana White. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, a true friend of Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump, congratulates him on history's greatest comeback and huge victory. In a social media post, he wrote, "Your historic return to the White House offers a new beginning for America and a powerful recommitment to the great alliance between Israel and America. God spared my life for a reason," says Donald Trump as he recalls an assassination attempt in his victory speech. "And that reason was to save our country and restore America to greatness. And now we're going to fulfill that mission together," he tells supporters. "The task before us will not be easy, but I will bring every ounce of energy, spirit, and fight that I have in my soul to the job that you've entrusted to me," he adds. Former President Donald Trump has secured 267 electoral votes, 3 votes shy of the magic number 270. But, in his speech, Trump declared himself a winner, basis the trends. In his victory speech, Trump thanked a host of people, including Tesla and SpaceX chief Elon Musk. "We have a new star, a star is born, Elon," Trump told his supporters. "He's an amazing guy. We were sitting together tonight. You know, he spent 2 weeks in Philadelphia, in different parts of Pennsylvania, campaigning. Only Elon can do this," Trump said of watching a recent SpaceX launch. "That's why I love you, Elon." Trump said he and his supporters had made history in the White House race, though the ex-TV star had not been formally declared winner of the U.S. presidential election. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump on Wednesday thanked wife Melania Trump in victory speech he delivered as he neared the halfway mark in the race for the U.S. president's post. Trump left his speech in between to kiss wife on the cheek. He also praised her book, calling it the top-selling book in the country. In the memoir, Melania Trump wrote about her pro-choice stance on abortion when she met Donald Trump in a New York City nightclub, and rumors about her son having autism, but left out many personal details of her life. "I want to be the first one to congratulate, now I can say Vice President-elect J.D. Vance. And his remarkable and beautiful wife, Usha Vance," said Republican Donald Trump as he heaped praise on his running mate. Trump claimed victory in the 2024 presidential elections after various American media houses projected that he had defeated his Democrat rival Kamala Harris. Speaking to a roaring crowd of supporters at the Palm Beach County Convention Center in Florida, "We will seal our borders immediately," said Republican candidate Donald Trump in his victory speech. Reiterating that only legal entry into America will be allowed, he said, "No illegal migrants will enter America. We've made history for a reason tonight, and the reason is going to be just that we overcame obstacles that nobody thought possible," Trump told cheering supporters. "It's a political victory that our country has never seen before. Result will help our country heal," says Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump as he addresses the supporters following U.S. presidential election result. "U.S. has never seen anything like this," Trump adds as he calls the presidential elections 2024 the greatest political movement ever. Trump was joined on stage by members of his family and his wife, Melania Trump, as well as his running mate, J.D. Vance, and House Speaker Mike Johnson. "There is hope and morning in America again. Donald Trump is now our president-elect, chosen by the American people for such a time as this," wrote Mike Johnson, 56th Speaker of the House, on social media. "The citizens of our great country used their voices to decisively reject 4 more years of Harris's open borders, high crime, increased cost of living, weaponized government, dangerous radical woke ideology, and weakness on the world stage, demanding instead a return to common sense, peace, and prosperity," he added. In a long post, he praised Trump's America First agenda to improve the lives of every family, regardless of race, religion, color, or creed, and make America great again. Former President Donald Trump, just 3 electoral votes shy of victory, wins key swing state Pennsylvania, reports U.S. media. From Lady Gaga, American singer-songwriter and actress to actor Mark Ruffalo, celebrities lined up just like everyone else to vote in the 2024 U.S. presidential election. Many of these noted Hollywood figures voted early and shared the experience with their followers while showing off their "I voted" badges on their social media handles, encouraging everyone to cast their ballot. Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban, a firm Donald Trump supporter, became the first EU leader to comment on the U.S. election, posting "On the way to a beautiful victory" on social media. "Good morning Hungary. On the way to a beautiful victory," Orban wrote on Facebook early on Wednesday, accompanied by emojis of Hungarian and U.S. flags. The nationalist premier enjoys warm relations with his good friend, Trump, the Republican former president whom he has visited twice this year, often expressing hope that he would return to the U.S. presidency. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump is leading with 247 electoral candidate votes while Kamala Harris trails closely with 214. The U.S. presidential election results remain nail-biting with the 2 candidates neck and neck. Donald Trump has secured his position in 2 of the 7 swing states or key states that will decide the election's outcome. "The people of America gave Donald Trump a crystal-clear mandate for change tonight," wrote Elon Musk on X, formerly Twitter. Musk, the world's richest man, has thrown his millions into backing the Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump since endorsing him in July. He has also reportedly donated at least $118 million to his Political Action Committee, an organization that collects funds for elections. Musk plans to spend election night with the former U.S. president. With the possibility of Donald Trump returning to the White House, questions loom over what a second Trump administration would mean for India-U.S. relations. Here's what Manjeev Singh Puri and Suresh Goel, 2 former Indian ambassadors, told NDTV. Indian-origin Democrat Amish Shah has taken the lead in Arizona's 1st congressional district election. He has taken a marginal lead against incumbent David Schweikert in an area that stretches across much of Scottsdale, Paradise Valley and Fountain Hills. Mr. Shah is leading with 51% of the vote share as opposed to Mr. Schweikert's 49.1%, according to the New York Times. In a district long considered a Republican stronghold in the state, it is now considered one of the most competitive districts in Arizona given that nearly a third of its voting base registered as independent. Mr. Shah, serving as an emergency room physician for 20 years, was previously elected to the Arizona House of Representatives in 2017. His focus is on issues like healthcare and raising teachers' salaries. Hollywood actor Paul Rudd was spotted handing out water to university students waiting in the queue to vote in Pennsylvania. During a live broadcast on a news channel, the Marvel star was seen showing his support for Temple University students standing in long queues. "I just wanted to give people water," Mr. Rudd told the reporter. "They're waiting in line for a long time, and it's a wonderful thing that all these young people are out."